anything or slur or talk out the side of my mouth is because I don't have enough teeth right there. I'm about to get some new ones here soon, hopefully. So we got the anti-proliferative. What it does is it causes that mechanism, or those cells that are being excessively created, which causes that cancer, the cancer growth to grow. What it does is it causes the natural cell mechanism to go into the cell death cycle, right? So instead of those cells just living and creating, this CBD, what it'll do is it'll cause the cells that keep creating and living, it causes them to go into their natural cycle, which, all of your cells constantly are replenished. And what you need is you need them to go into cell death, so they can slough off. And in cancer, that doesn't happen. So what CBD does for not all cancers, it's just some, and it can, it's one of those things that cancer is a very, very peculiar affliction, because there's never a definitive cause, there's never a definitive answer. So one of the big things I put on my website was that, it's a good tool to have, you know what I mean? It's just like any other medicine or anything else. It can be used in conjunction with other things and to benefit the patient and the doctor alike, because, it allows them to see progress. And, all doctors want to see the patients get well, you know what I mean? So the anti-proliferative, it causes the cell to go into cell death. See, we got the anti-spasmatic, which is spasm, muscle spasms. It forms a neuroprotectant, which it causes. What it does is, like, around cells or muscle cells, anything like that, or brain cells, it'll form a protective barrier, right? And in that protective barrier, it controls the electrical impulses that can cause spasms. It allows it to go into a more natural state of use for that muscle or neuron or whatever it is. If they overfire or don't fire enough, things like that. Antipsychotic, which most people know what a psychotic is. That's a strange word to say, but yeah, it's just like, for people that suffer from any kind of psychosis, it helps. Like I told you, like I said before, it basically calms the overactivity of electrical impulses, in any kind of neurological or nervous system affliction. So we got a bone stimulant. That's CBDV. Yeah, so those anti-epileptic. I did it again. Anti-epileptic. So that's for epilepsy patients. See, these over here are nervous system disorders, and the medicine works the same because all of those disorders work in the nervous system or affect the nervous system, and its operation is basically similar in all of them, as it allows the impulses that are overfiring or underfiring to reach a more natural, holistic, or holistically natural balance, right? So that's why the seizures and so on and so forth lower in patients that suffer from that. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So here we go. I posted this infographic on February 22nd, 2014. Here's the very first one when I initially created the page. Let's see. It says January 11th, so that's 0111 2014. But I created the page 0110. You saw that earlier. Here's all my people over here from back home. Yeah, so yeah, without my my pushing the page forward, it just has bounced around as I lost access to it. So we got 1,075 people like this and 1,091 people follow this. What I wonder is how many have created a healing environment from this medicine. I wonder about things like that since I've actually gained access to it again. I know there's one for sure that says that it changed her life, so yeah, let's go ahead and pull that real quick. Oh yeah, no, this is another one that I put. It says, what is CBD? I put this one January 11th. I'm not feeling insurance right now. 1 second. Oh, that's not bad. Go ahead and let that roll. So what we got here, January 11th, 2014. What is CBD? Cannabidiol, CBD, is a compound in cannabis that has medical effects but does not make people feel stoned, and actually counters some of the effects of THC. The reduced psychoactivity of CBD-rich cannabis may make it an appealing treatment option for patients seeking anti-inflammatory, which is spectacular, you know what I mean? Anti-pain, anti-anxiety, and or anti-spasm effects without disconcerting euphoria or lethargy. So that's a real nerdy way to say high, you know what I mean? So THC gets you high. But a way to say it is it also gives you a euphoria. It just depends on your point of view, you know what I mean? Chili. So scientific and clinical studies indicate that CBD could be effective in easing symptoms of a wide range of difficult to control conditions. Including rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, alcoholism, PTSD, epilepsy, antibiotic-resistant infections, and neurological disorders. So I'll go ahead and highlight real quick the antibiotic-resistant infections, because that was a huge thing. How our current our bodies, the human body is gaining antibiotic resistance, and so it can also help with treating infections. Let's see. All right. So yeah, CBD has demonstrated neuroprotective effects, and its anti-cancer potential is currently being explored at several academic research centers in the U.S. and other countries. So these are all good things. What else we got over here? Actually, no, I can't let this roll. I'm gonna go ahead and put my my boy MGK on. Yeah, my old lady in here, so I'm not going to try to listen to this no more. Alright. Oh. This one here. Alright, what else we got? Oh, speaking of CBD cannabidiol. Alright, so I want to go ahead and make a point that whenever you go to purchase a product, make sure that it says cannabidiol on it. If it says CBD, do not buy it. You know what I mean? There's a very high probability that I'd say nearly 100% probability that it's not cannabidiol. So if it does not say cannabidiol on the label, do not purchase it. I got wind of that occurring locally, and you know, it's horrible. You know, I hate when thieves try to turn something good into something horrible. It really upsets me. You know what I mean? So let's see what we got. Anyway, so that's cool. I just kind of wanted to go over and show you guys that you know, that I created this back in you know, beginning of 2014, and this is after I made a few big finds. You know, I think I try to think of the timeline, but I don't really remember, because you know, if I get in the zone, I don't really pay attention to day or time or year or any of that stuff. But so I'm thinking I got a lot of this done in 13. Alright, so anyway, we'll get back over here to the site. Well, I'm going to go ahead and work on this. I mainly just wanted to cover that page and kind of show you guys where everything is stemmed from up to this point. And apologize to the patients in which I mispronounced their affliction. I'll make another video here shortly.